One huge change we have seen in this pandemic is the shift for millions of Canadians to work from home. But being away from the office doesn't mean employees are totally out of their boss's reach. Many employers are, in fact, using new ways to keep tabs on their workers, software, for example, to monitor productivity and more. And John has more on the message that there's no slacking allowed, essentially, John.
There certainly will not be if things unfold the way they are already starting to unfold in a number of areas. This is a situation where increasingly companies are having employees work at home, and even in the world as it evolves, this may become a permanent part of it. Bank of Montreal came out saying that up to 80% of their employees may have some of their time spent at home. On the other hand, there are companies looking not only at the bottom line, but just in terms of the way the work dynamic is unfolding, and turning to companies like Hubstaff, which is a company out of Indianapolis, and they, or in Indiana rather, I should say, they have this. This is a dashboard that you can get, and you can observe your employees' screen time, mouse activity. Take a screenshot, there it is, all there, even the GPS location. So if you consider, for example, that you're may likely be using a company laptop and even a company cell phone, that equipment they would have access to through this. Now, they have to have your permission to be able to do it, but still, this is something that we're seeing evolve. We're even seeing this in classrooms, situations where online exams, there are programs that will allow instructors to monitor pupil, literally, eye movement in terms of what they're looking at on the screen. Could they be cheating during an exam? This also has a very real value in terms of companies that bill by the hour. You would then be able to monitor in actual verifiable terms exactly how much time employees were spending on what particular client, and they could use that for billing. Heather?
But in doing that, John, in monitoring as closely as they may well be, are there privacy concerns? Are there even perhaps legal issues surrounding all of this?
Well, again, this is the new world we're in, and there are likely to be a few precedents. If we think about the work environment in the pre-COVID world, much of that was established over precedent, over legal action over the years, and in some cases by union action as well, in terms of employees' rights and what they can and can't do when it comes to employers and the impositions on their time. This is a comment from an employment lawyer, Andrew Monkhouse, and he says this: the non-unionized workplace has less control because generally the employer is able to institute policies that they think are appropriate, and employees have limited ability to refuse reasonable practices. And again, you can see that term reasonable practices being fought over in a court of law someday on all of this. And presumably, if you don't like being monitored because they have to notify you that they are going to do it, you could leave the company. But that is a prospect that few in today's work world and the environment we have right now would relish to do. Heather?
Thank you, John.
Okay.